Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the YouTube station identification, one of New Bedford, Massachusetts resident YouTubers. I'm here live in the basement. No, this is not MTV's remote control, and I'm not Ken Ober, God rest his soul. You are watching WEML-TV channel 77, episode number 117, and I am Eric Leamy, your host, and thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, well, it is time for the NXT Event Center of March the 31st, 2021. Craziness has happened tonight, Wednesday nights in wrestling, of course. Also, AEW was even crazier. Reading the tweets, and it's very tough to go switch back and forth. I didn't want to race the remote, but AEW was just as crazy as tonight's NXT was. I mean, we saw a new faction being formed, Christian's first match in AEW. A couple of returns, a lot of things are happening. So check out AEW if you can. But I want to talk about NXT. What's been happening? Roderick Strong whose mindset was he's been distraught ever since the Undisputed Era split up, and it seems like Roderick Strong has been a little bit out of sorts to the point where Cameron Grimes has been playing mind games with him, throwing hints of a little bit of an Undisputed Era, to the point where Cameron Grimes hit a armband inside his tights and then punched him with it, but he ended up pinning Roderick Strong. So Cameron Grimes picked up the victory, and Roderick Strong grabbed the armband and just flung it to the side. He was really upset. Legado del Fantasma was in the ring for a promo, so Santos Escobar issues an open challenge. Tyler Breeze comes out, accepts Escobar's challenge, and Tyler Breeze and Escobar went one-on-one. Escobar did pick up the victory, but they're about to attack Tyler Breeze until MSK came to their aid, and then GYV spoke via Titantron to both Legado del Fantasma and MSK. And then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed The Way, Gargano, Theory, Hartwell, and LeRae about the NXT North American Championship. And then Johnny Gargano was upset, and then Austin Theory said, "I remember the finger poke of doom?" So they had to bring that up, right? But they said, "Hey, let's do it. It's a good idea." It was on the Gauntlet Eliminator Battle Royal. More on that. Hartwell and LeRae got their matchup against Gigi Dolan and Zeta Ramier, who was AQA in the Reality Wrestling trained by Booker T. Hartwell and LeRae did pick up the victory, however, and they issued a challenge to the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart for Stand and Deliver. And Moon Blackheart came out and accepted the challenge, and they fired that little Nerf missile from her Shotzi's tank at LeRae and Hartwell, and that match is signed up for Night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. And Raquel Gonzalez wants to get ready for a match against Zoe Stark, and Io Shirai shows up. Those two went at it, which is even crazy. And while all that's going on, someone's dog just ran into the CWC. More on that. And then come back to commercial break. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Roderick Strong. Strong says he's done with the whole thing. He's too distraught with the Undisputed Era. He was supposed to be part of that matchup of the Gauntlet Eliminator Battle Royal qualifier matchup, and so I've got a hunch that he might get involved in between an unsanctioned matchup. And then Zoe Stark went one-on-one with Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez did beat the upstart Zoe Stark, but Io Shirai comes back for more. For more Raquel Gonzalez and then the two ladies had to be separated by officials. And then that same dog ran through the PC. Everybody's like, "What's up with the dog?" Everybody's like, "What's up with the dog? What's going on?" The dog representing somebody, I have a feeling. Then Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed Kushida, but then Pete Dunne interrupts him and says, "Listen, I'm the best. You're not. So we'll find out in the Battle Royal tonight. Then they did a prime target on the matchup between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, where the whole documentary was on that. They also did a documentary on Karrion Kross and his training, and Finn Balor was opinion on Karrion Kross. So that match is going to be very interesting. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter were supposed to take on Tiancha, but Xia Li took them on by herself. And while Casey Catanzaro and Xia Li would keep each other busy in the ring, Kaden Carter decided to step off the apron and go after Mei Ying. Mei Ying grabbed her in the throat with a death grip and blew some smoke, some mist into her face, making Kaden Carter faint. A little bit more on that situation. But Xia Li, as a result, did pick up the victory over the KC team. I think it's going to be a lot more than usual. Then Mackenzie Mitchell tried to interview Raquel Gonzalez again, and Io Shirai attacks Gonzalez again. And then Gonzalez grabs Io Shirai and throws her through what it was supposed to be a wooden wall, like a wooden window, but it was like a wall, and threw her there. It's like I get Undertaker Austin in 2001 vibes from that. And it was very, very crazy. And then the dog finally approached a woman's feet, covered with boots, and it said, "See you April 13th, Frankie." Now, I assume that Frankie is the name of the dog, and its owner is on her way to NXT April the 13th. That will be the new night. Starting, NXT will move to Tuesday nights on April 13th. Now, I'm going to miss the first half, probably the first 20 to 30 minutes of NXT in the 2-hour special because I have band rehearsal. I usually don't get home until later. So we'll find out who's the owner of Frankie. I think Frankie's owner. Frankie's the name of the dog, not the owner. So we'll find out who. We all know it's Taya Valkyrie, but what name will she be under? We will find out. Tommaso Ciampa cut a promo on Walter. And then the Gauntlet Eliminator Battle Royal. The 6 men that are qualified will be Isaiah Swerve Scott, Leon Ruff, Bronson Reed, LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, and Dexter Lumis. The others were eliminated because Pete Dunne and Kushida were both eliminated. They get a match against each other at Stand and Deliver. It will be on night 1. Tyler Rust and Jake Atlas have been eliminated in the matchup. And Austin Theory, what a meathead this idiot is. He decided, well, he got tossed out, and he's like in this turtle position when he got tossed out, but he's lift the legs. He says, I got an idea to get back in the ring. He does a kip up, feet touch the floor, you're gone. I'm like, oh my gosh. If you want to talk about all-time bonehead plays, there you go. Austin Theory, what a dummy. What a bonehead. You're supposed to do something acrobatic. I'm like, oh my gosh, what a dope. And then before that match happened, before that Gauntlet Eliminator Battle Royal happened, Leon Ruff attacks Isaiah Swerve Scott, and the winner and whoever gets eliminated first out of the 6 remaining men will enter the Gauntlet match in order of elimination. Leon Ruff was eliminated first, then Isaiah Swerve Scott was next. Then Bronson Reed came in. Got eliminated. He'll be the 3rd man in this matchup. Cameron Grimes got eliminated. He'll be the 4th man to enter this matchup. Dexter Lumis got eliminated. He'll be the 5th man. And LA Knight wins the Battle Royal. We'll be entering last in the Gauntlet Eliminator match. And whoever wins that match out of those 6 men will face Johnny Gargano in night 2 for the NXT North American Championship. But Io Shirai comes out, and I thought, Io Shirai going to beat the heck out of LA Knight? I was like, LA Knight and Johnny Gargano better leave the ring and leave fast. Io Shirai starts yelling in Japanese, saying, basically she's calling out Raquel Gonzalez. How we call her all sorts of names. Raquel Gonzalez comes out, and these ladies basically just beat the snot out of each other. They were brawling. The entire women's locker room was trying to separate these two. That wasn't working. Io Shirai did a front flip, knocking all the women down. I freaking love Io Shirai. She is probably the gutsiest woman ever. She reminds me a lot of Lita. All right, when it comes to Io Shirai, she is like, fearless like Lita, and just all go out, all get out. I love Io Shirai. Io Shirai is one lady that if she's going to be on the main roster, on the Raw or Smack, if she's going to be on Raw or SmackDown, she's got to bring that. She's got, and these probably what the women's division on Raw or SmackDown needs, and it could be bring. But a lot of people probably don't say, don't bring Io to the main roster or anything like that. And Io says that NXT is the main roster in her eyes. She could be correct about that. It would be very interesting if she goes to Raw or SmackDown. Who knows? If she's staying on NXT, if she retains her title, I'm sure she'll be staying on NXT. Who knows what's in store for Io Shirai? I love Io. I'm really excited, and who knows? Who knows what will happen to Io after Stand and Deliver? It's going to be an excellent matchup. This gives Raquel Gonzalez a huge opportunity for the title. We'll see what happens. So it'll be so much fun. Tomorrow it will be the April 1st edition of NXT UK. Can't wait for that. I know it'll be a week. So here's how the Stand and Deliver card is. I will for night 1. The NXT Women's title on the line. Io Shirai defends against Raquel Gonzalez. The NXT Tag Team Championship will be on the line in a triple threat. The belts are vacant because Danny Burch's shoulder injury has forced William Regal to strip the champs, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, of the tag team titles. So that means MSK, the winners of the Dusty Cup this year, the two-time runners-up of the Dusty Cup, Grizzling of Veterans, and recently the upstart team of Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza of Legado del Fantasma will battle each other in a triple threat for those titles. The NXT UK title will be on the line. Walter defends it against Tommaso Ciampa. Pete Dunne goes one-on-one with Kushida. And the Gauntlet Eliminator match for the North American Championship matchup for Night 2. Leon Ruff faces Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis versus L.A. Knight. For Night 2, the NXT title will be on the line. Finn Balor defends against Karrion Kross. The NXT Cruiserweight title will be on the line in a unification ladder match as Jordan Devlin goes one-on-one with Santos Escobar. The NXT Women's Tag Team titles will be on the line as Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defend the gold against the Ways, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. The North American Championship will be on the line. Johnny Gargano will defend the gold against the Gauntlet Eliminator winner. And then the unsanctioned match will be Kyle O'Reilly one-on-one with Adam Cole. That'll be the setup to WrestleMania. And night 1 goes like this. The WWE title on the line. Bobby Lashley to defend that gold against Drew McIntyre. The SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Sasha Banks defends that gold against Bianca Belair. Raw Tag Team titles on the line. The New Day defends the gold against AJ Styles and Omos. Steel Cage match. Shane McMahon goes one-on-one with Braun Strowman in that structure. Bad Bunny, the Grammy Award winner, goes up against two-time Grand Slam champion The Miz. Cesaro goes up against Seth Rollins for Night 1. Night 2, the Universal title will be on the line in a triple threat as Roman Reigns defends against Edge and Daniel Bryan. Raw Women's Championship will be on the line. The Asuka will defend the gold against the upstart Rhea Ripley. Intercontinental gold on the line. Big E to defend against Apollo Crews. The United States title also be on the line. Riddle defends that title against Sheamus. Kevin Owens going one-on-one with Sami Zayn which would be a special matchup for the two of them since it's WrestleMania. And Randy Orton one-on-one with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And we still got SmackDown to go and Raw to go. So next week, it'll be very interesting. Remember, for us here in the States, the WWE Network the standalone app will end on April the 4th. You have to go to Peacock and get the Peacock Premium in order to get the WWE Network and watch all those awesome events. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens as the weeks to come. Remember, NXT UK, 3 o'clock tomorrow here in the States, and 8 o'clock British time over in England. And that is the card. That is the NXT Event Center for today. Well, I got to get off here. It is 11:50 p.m. Wow, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night and get some sleep. And I will see you on episode 118, where I will make my PTW Wrestling forecast for NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver. See you guys. Have a great and wonderful night.